Everybody, this is Michael Collins, your instructor for Business Writing 301. Hope your first week was fruitful and I feel a little more comfortable being in the class. This week we're going to go to week 2, of course, which is follows in the sequence. It's a little more confusing than week 1, mainly because there's so many different things that we have to do, which is why I wanted to record this video to help you get through that. In order to get started, let's go to week 2 overview and roadmap and open that up and have a look. As you can see, I have the learning outcomes at the top. It's going to distinguish between group phases and dynamics, demonstrate research skills, evaluate and summarize the key points in a business case, and design and produce a team governance logo and style sheet. Man, that is a lot of work, no joke. To get started, I want you to watch the videos in week 2. The case study, that's the overview of the case study method by the Harvard Business School. There's also how to do a case study, which is that's a PowerPoint lecture done by Catherine Sense. Great job aid, and if you should refer back to that one often when you're doing cases, because it has job aids to assist you and it walks you through the process very well. We also have team formation dynamics and APA lectures, and also I borrowed something from City University of New York Baruch Library. It tells you how to, it provides you with a short guide about how to do business research, and also of course our own Pollock library, but there's no moving parts to the Pollock library. It's just basically tabs, so no worries. I've formed up your groups. You're in groups of 3, so check and see which group you belong to. Send each other an email on your group page. I also want you to read the case Millennium Media, and from that case I want you to develop a 1 to 1.5 page analysis of the case following the format provided, steps in the case study process. Actually, it's the 5-step process, so I need to change that. But yeah, you must use the 5-step process. Do not deviate from that one iota. There's some stuff there at the top that I want you to get rid of, but I'll come back to that. And then I'm also going to ask you to design and produce a team governance logo and style sheet. You open that up. You can follow along with the guide that I provided you. And longer term goals. You should be thinking of the startup business you'd like to create. That's where you're going to produce a video of yourself pitching your idea, sort of like in Shark Tank. And you're going to try to convince me and the rest of the class that you deserve money or consideration, a partner, whatever, to help get your business off the ground. That's due in week 7. And in groups, I want you to discuss what kind of business problem solving presentation you'd like to do. Now, you can do a startup, which is often appealing to people in marketing, or people in finance and accounting often like to solve problems, like to turn companies around like Best Buy or Wet Seal. But the choice is up to you. You don't have to decide today, but you do have to decide soon. So the sooner the better. Okay, so let's go into the documents. All right, week 2. Here are the lecture videos. Make sure you open these up. This one here is the Harvard Business School, just a broad macro overview. This is a link to the Pollock Library sources. This is a short tutorial on how to do business research. These links are APA formatting, something to think about. And this is team formation dynamics. One thing I want you to be aware of is that there are going to be problems and conflicts within the team. That's normal. But even virtual teams have issues. But the thing of it is that this is a required component by our accrediting agency, the AACSB, so you have to do this. This is part of the process. And so demonstrate you can get along well. There will be probably issues, but work them out. All right, so those are the lecture videos. This is a where you submit your team governance style sheet, I believe. Let me show you a couple of samples. This kind of walks you through it. This would be like my page right here. I assign all the team members. This is how the work doctrine, for example, rules that you use to govern. Read on Monday, discuss on group discussion board, draft on Thursday, so forth. You guys won't have that much, but you will have some stuff. Here's an example of a graphic that the team produced. You can pull stuff off of the internet and repurpose it. Just make sure you cite it, so totally fine to do that. Style sheet, can think of New York Times and Orange County Register. Very different, very different. So think of font, margins, subheaders, bullet points, line spacing, paragraphs, indentation. All of this adds up to what a style is. So that's a style sheet. So make sure you go above and beyond. And then there's team-based doctrines. What are you going to do if there are problems? How are you going to discipline somebody if they don't pull their weight? These kind of things. So keep that in mind. Here's an example of a style sheet. A person like Serrato Cactus, they wanted to use 12-point Arial font, which you see here, and 18-point impact, which you see here for text headings. Paragraphs are double spaced, which you see here. Margins are 1.5 inches. So, and then they had the justification for the visual idea. Okay. Let me show you a better one. You can, use. I don't want you to follow this one exactly, but it is a good guide. You see the team logo up here. Very well done. Team governance, Carbon Consultants, have the team members, responsibilities of the team members. Some people like to elect a team leader. Then we have the writers. Now, granted, there's only 3 people per team, but everybody can have a role. Work plan, review, submit, edit, submit, and then finally submit. Accountability, also, find that here. What are you going to do? How are you going to make sure everybody does what they're supposed to? And then there's a person has a problem completing assignments. They have to get a hold of the team leader, mark the progress, and so forth. So, again, it's a very excellent example. Change yours up because do otherwise is plagiarism, and show some creativity. Don't just mark what somebody else has done. All right, so that's for team governance. Then we're going to do our very first case shred. Now, this is a superior model of how to do it. And let me just go through this. I'm not going to go through it, but I do want you to open this up because it will be a wonderful benefit to you. Yeah. Catherine Sentz produced this. Great job. Has narrative that goes along with it. So just put it in play.
This lecture will cover how to prepare a case for class.
You get the idea. So walk through that. Here's the required format for case studies. As I said, I want you to follow this to the T. Just one exception. I don't want this part right here. See? Everything else I do. So, as you can see, it's in memo format, date, to, from, subject, problem statement, purpose, objective, alternative 1, alternative solution, solution 1, and solution 2. Recommended solution and action steps. That will become more readily apparent as you go through the PowerPoint right here, how to do a case shred. But this, as I said, you guys are just learning, so let's just figure it out together using the same technique. Once you guys get good or get into graduate schools, you can branch out and do things differently. But I think you'll find that very, very useful. And then finally, here is a job aid that helps you with the case. This week we're going to do Millennium Media. So, as you can see, when you're reading through the case, you need to answer all the who, what, when, where, why, how questions. And this is a really good assist. And then here's a blank sheet. You want to use that. Okay? So let's see, what else? Let's go back to the overview. When you get done, I want you to submit everything in one sheet, one document. Well, first of all, this one, you will add the teams, pick somebody, when you do your team governance document and style sheet, team captains or one responsible team member, submit that there, your team name and your governance and style sheet there with all the team members' names on it to this area. Okay, somebody can do that. And then finally, your other stuff, your case, I want you to submit right here to week 2 activities, okay? So make sure you get that done. So let's do a quick recap. Make sure I covered everything. Overview and roadmap. Okay, so we're learning how to do a case. So watch all the videos. Groups are formed. Check in with your group. Read and do the case, Millennium Media. And then design, produce a team governance logo and style sheet. So yeah, we covered everything. Once again, you should have your case book, which is really a misnomer. It's really not a book. It's a pack of 5 PDFs. And this is where you get it, if you haven't done it already, which you should have. And go here, let's see. Yep, there it is, and there I am, right there. So, make sure you get that, all right? So hopefully that clears things up a little bit. One thing I wanted to say, you're probably the most confused with the group work. Maybe not. The case is hard to learn. But again, you'll figure that out as we go along. This particular case, everything we do this week, I think counts for 10, 20 points, not very much. What I'm most interested in is process, not product. I want you to guys just try your best that you can based on what you think the case is. Keep in mind, follow all those really nifty suggestions. Print out the case. Highlight all the who, what, when, where, why, how. Write in the margins, and then that should help you produce your case analysis. Okay, so that's all I have. If you have any questions, send me an email, and I'll get to you as quick as I can, all right? Thanks very much.